Hi. How to choose stocks to sleuth? This question is important because sleuthing involves work. So you don't want to launch on the sleuthing before determining that a stock may really be worth it. But how to do that? In my book, The Sleuth Investor, I show several such methods. But on top, there's also one more method that combines several methods into one. Last year, in April, about 9 months ago, I first told you about it. It involves two indicators. The first one determining whether the company is potentially great and worth spending time on. But even if the company is great, you still don't know whether the stock is cheap enough to buy. So I added a second indicator that tells you whether the price of this great company is great also. Then, after telling you about these two indicators, I presented 10 companies that passed both screens. That is, being both exceptional companies and selling at exceptionally cheap prices. That was then. Today, I will do two more things. First, I look at how these 10 companies did since they were first mentioned. Then, second, I'll give you three more stocks that today may also be worth your sleuthing effort. But before we get into it, let's first of all repeat what these two indicators contain. The first indicator, the Company Greatness Indicator, or CGI, evaluates three key company components. The first one is business strength. The second, management's ability. And the third, the market's growth. The business strength is represented by the company's return on equity, or return on total capital if you prefer. Management ability is measured via the gross margins, and market growth is measured via the company's sales growth. The indicator is simply the sum of these three percentage numbers. Since each of these numbers is between 5% and roughly 50%, the sum usually ranges between 10% and 150, sometimes even more, but not often. The higher the sum, the higher the quality of the company, business, management, and market in one number. In effect, as I'm sure you are seeing, this indicator combines value, growth, and management criteria all together in one number. Anyway, that's the first indicator. The second indicator, also known as the Stock Greatness Indicator, simply divides the first indicator by the stock's EV to EBITDA. In other words, how much you pay for this greatness. Since EV to EBITDA usually is between low single digits to middle double digits, say between 5 and 30, this second indicator is between 1 and 10. The higher it is, the better. But remember, neither indicator is a buy and sell indicator on its own. It simply targets your sleuthing effort. It cuts away the ho-hum companies and leaves only the potentially great ones. And now back to the companies I mentioned in April last year, 9 months ago. The 10 companies were Microsoft, MSFT symbol, MasterCard, MA symbol, Orly, ORLY symbol, Brown-Forman, BF/B, that is the B shares, Berkshire Hathaway, BRK, either A or B shares, Kirkland, KL, Facebook, FB symbol, Regeneron, REGN, Atco, ATKR, and InMed, INMD. How did these 10 companies do since then, or rather the stocks? And even more telling, how did they do against the market? The answer, very well indeed on both counts. While the S&P index has gone up 60% since April, the 10 great stocks have gone up 25%. And both these figures include dividends. In other words, the 10 great stocks rose 9% more than the market during these past 9 months. And that before even thinning the stocks by sleuthing. So why do I bring it up today? Two obvious reasons. First, as proof that targeting your sleuthing via these two indicators really works. But second, because I'd like to mention three other companies whose stocks today are worthy of your sleuthing effort. Here are the three. Victoria's Secret, symbol VSCO, Coinbase, symbol COIN, and Digital Turbines, symbol APPS. Again, remember, these are not automatic buys. You must sleuth them first. So, what are these companies? Here are a few words about each. First, Victoria's Secret, VSCO. The stock has been freely trading only since July last year. It used to be part of the empire of Leslie Wexner, the disgraced sponsor of Jeffrey Epstein. Well, judging by the price, the stock seems to have been disgraced too. However, the numbers are anything but. Return on equity is north of 30%, perhaps higher, depending on the coming results. Gross margins are 14%, and sales growth is positive and accelerating. So the combined company's greatness indicator, CGI, is higher than 70, which is good on its own. But since EV to EBITDA is ridiculously low 5.5, I told you the stock is disgraced, the stock greatness indicator, the ratio of the two, is about 12, amazingly cheap. The stock is now trading at 55.5. Second stock is Coinbase, COIN. That company provides a trading market for crypto. In other words, it is the broker, the house, the casino, which benefits from the bid and ask spread in crypto product. Its company greatest indicator is an uncanny 4.8 or 484%, a combination of high ROE of 30%, gross margin of 54%, and incredible sales growth of more than 400%. So even if EV to EBITDA of that stock is 22, the stock greatness indicator, the ratio, is still high at 20. That stock trades at $252. Third and last is Digital Turbines, APPS. It provides technology and communication products to mobile operators, advertising, and software, both in the US and worldwide. ROE is juicy at 18%, gross margin is 12%, but sales growth is a nosebleed 330% for a 360 company greatest indicator. So even though EV to EBITDA is high at 50, still the ratio, the stock greatest indicator, is 7 times plus. This stock is now trading at 61. Remember though, the above three stocks are not recommendations, just a short list for you to do your sleuthing homework on. In less than a year, we'll revisit these three, as well as the previous 10 to see how they've done. As for the next clip coming up next week, since a number of you asked for actual examples of sleuthing, next clip I'll tell the true story of an actual sleuthing. This was a short trade halfway around the world, done by me and a summer intern who since then has gone up in the corporate world. That's all for today. Let me know what you think of the above. Give it a like, subscribe, tell all your friends that they subscribe to. I'll see you next time. And meantime, thank you very much for watching.